Yo, not gonna lie, I was extremely happy with the Mortal Kombat 1 story mode.
10 out of 10.
And just how the game turned out in general. Now look, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fighting game veteran or an expert or anything. All these guys online on YouTube I've seen, you know, trying to get better at the game. I've been trying to learn combos with all different characters, and these guys saying some next level shit. I don't even understand what they're saying. Breaking down the damages and doing some bare complex maths and shit. I'm like, that's not for me, bro. Alright, I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna just learn some cool combos with all my favorite characters. I'm gonna just see what the gameplay is like, and I'm gonna jump straight into story mode. And I jumped straight into story mode, and let me tell you, I was so happy with the route they went with this game. And the reason I'm mainly gonna talk about story mode in this video is because I'm not qualified enough. I'm gonna be honest here, I'm not qualified enough to break down the technical parts of the combat and shit compared to the other games. Because for me, they're quite all similar. Except Mortal Kombat 1 is rather faster, in my opinion. It reminds you more of Mortal Kombat X. But I can't go into the technical, so I'm gonna just go and analyze the story. Because, you know, I think everyone is qualified enough to analyze a fucking story.
Bro, let's get straight to it. On my mama, we lit!
And first of all, the direction they went with this game to reboot it. At first, you know, I was skeptical. I was thinking, nah, not another reboot. I mean, how many times are they gonna reboot in this series? But for the first time, they didn't reboot it just to do the same thing again with little things changing. They actually completely changed the entire landscape of the whole Mortal Kombat universe. One thing that pissed me off about previous Mortal Kombat games, especially like Mortal Kombat X and games like that, and in the campaign, was all the characters were pricks. All of them, in one way or another. There was no completely nice character, and the entire game was just a campaign based off misunderstandings. Mortal Kombat did this a lot. The story mode is just completely filled with misunderstandings because no one lets the characters talk, because none of them will ever listen to him. So many Mortal Kombat issues will be fixed if people just listen to the characters and hear them out and let them talk. Not enough talking happens in these games. Like in Mortal Kombat X, where Scorpion just wouldn't listen to the special forces and he had to kill Quan Chi, and then he let Shinnok get spawned in. All he had to do was just keep him in captivity. Don't let Devora get to him with the amulet. But he just didn't let that happen. He just didn't listen.
You're honestly an idiot. I don't know what's wrong with you.
But in Mortal Kombat 1, thank God they redeemed so many characters. They made them likable. It was an oddly wholesome story.
This shit means something to me, man.
Because so many of the characters that were previously evil were just nice and helpful and didn't start beating up people immediately. I mean, of course that happened because we've only Mortal Kombat without it. There'd be no story if everyone just listened to each other and spoke, you know? So we're alpha males. We come here to fight and dominate. And by the way, spoilers alert.
Shit.
If you haven't played the Mortal Kombat 1 campaign, go play it now. What the fuck are you doing here, you piece of shit? Anyways, that's what I loved the most about this game's story. It was so fresh in the way they handled the characters in the story. Like so many unique relationships. Like my boy Kenshi and my boy Johnny Cage becoming best buds. And the arc that they have of Johnny then giving Sento to Kenshi when Kenshi loses his eyes for free compared to earlier where he didn't want to give it to him. It was just amazing. And that on top of Baraka being a G. Finally, Baraka and Reptile stopped being jobbers. It was about time. They finally, you know, they became upper mid-carders. They stopped being absolute jobbers and came out of the bottom of the card. Reptile and Baraka are definitely two standout examples of the best way that they've improved on Mortal Kombat 11 and Mortal Kombat X. Because Baraka actually has an emotional story in this game and we learn about his backstory, as well as Reptile, which I'm not sure if it's the same ones as all the previous games. I didn't play all the way back then. I didn't even play the 3D era games. I'm not gonna lie. I started on MK9, so call me a casual if you want. So of course in the campaign, Liu Kang in this new era that he's created wants to gather champions for the Mortal Kombat tournament with Outworld. I don't know if it's the Mortal Kombat tournament or it's just the tournament with Outworld to keep their peace, and he chooses Raiden as the champion, and then Raiden just goes and wins the tournament. I wasn't expecting it to happen so quickly, but clearly I realized then that wasn't the main conflict. And then when Raiden wins the tournament, we found out that Shang Tsung was supposed to be just a lowly merchant that Liu Kang set out a path for him where he was just not meant to accomplish anything in life. He gets confronted by this woman who is actually the MK11 Shang Tsung, dressed as Kronika or something like that. I don't know who he's dressed as. Then he puts Shang Tsung on the same path, uses Shang Tsung and Quan Chi and all these guys to get them to make these soul stealers to revive the dragon army. This part did kind of frustrate me because this was Armageddon. At the end of the day, this is Armageddon all over again, which is what happened in Mortal Kombat Armageddon, which is what happened at the start of MK9. I mean, having Shang Tsung and General Shao and Quan Chi as the villains, it does kind of get repetitive. This is the problem of Mortal Kombat, as no matter how fresh this game is compared to the other ones, it still does have those elements that are quite similar, like the Armageddon, the whole timelines clashing thing from Mortal Kombat Kombat 11 and the whole Hourglass. I thought it was going to be a more grounded, you know, basic fun story, but it wasn't. It was again all about timelines and Armageddon and Shang Tsung being the big, I don't know, man, I'm not a fan of Shang Tsung as the big bad. I know he's a good villain. I would much prefer than get Onaga in there and get some different cool guys in there from those games if we were going the Armageddon route. But yeah, that is the main pre-story summary, and then in the middle of it is just a bunch of misunderstandings. You know how it goes. But with Mortal Kombat 1, what I loved about the story is just how, like I said before, how refreshing it was. Even though there were basic story elements that were taken from the other games that were the same constants as the other ones, there were also many different changes which I like Liu Kang taking Raiden's spot, Raiden taking Liu Kang's spot, Liu Kang gathering all the other titans. These were all great moments in the story. Each character getting their own backstory in this new way. I loved it. I hope they really continue on with Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3 in this new universe before they reboot again, which they inevitably will. Carry on with this universe because there's so much potential here. Because the main four guys, in my opinion, the main four characters of the storyline, not four, I don't know how many there actually is. Johnny Cage, Kenshi, Liu Kang, Raiden, and Kung Lao. These guys are the main characters, and these guys have the best chemistry. They're the funnest to play through, and overall the character writing in this game, top notch. Besides from what they did to my boy Sub-Zero.
But your blood will never be Lin Kuei.
You motherfucker!
Like, why does Bi-Han always have to be such a prick? Kuai Liang is just so much better. I don't know how I felt about the Kuai Liang, Bi-Han, Sub-Zero, Scorpion thing, and the fact that fucking Spider-Man was smoked. Bloody Tomas getting constantly disrespected. Same thing with Lee May. Why was this guy constantly disrespected like that? It's so funny. Yeah, there were some little nitpicks like there. Like, they did ruin my boy Sub-Zero. But I guess Bi-Han's just destined to be a little bitch. I did love the gameplay. Combos are really fun. It's much more simple to learn in this game. Overall, it is an amazing game. I would definitely recommend it. Tell me your guys' opinions on Mortal Kombat 1 in the comments below. Please like, subscribe. We're on 100+ subscribers now, so it's only up from here.